the earth is not silent. It breathes through you, around you, and within everything you have ever touched. If you stand still long enough, you can feel it. A soft expansion, a slow release. A movement of air that is older than mountains and younger than each dawn. The world inhales. The world exhales. And you move inside its breath the way a single note moves inside a song. This is the first recognition of Gaia, not as soil or stone or atmosphere, but as a living soul, a presence, a being whose life surrounds your own. Watch the sky for a moment. See how the clouds slow and gather, then drift apart. See how the winds rise, fall, and curve like the chest of a breathing body. The earth expands with warm currents. It contracts with cold descents. Every movement of air is circulation, the respiration of a vast organism. The ancient text, Pistis Sophia, offers a quiet line that opens the heart to this truth. She moved upon the waters, breathing life into the ions. You feel this movement now, a breath sweeping across the oceans, a breath stirring through forests, a breath rising through your own chest, carrying the same rhythm, the same pulse, the same ancient intelligence. You are not standing on the earth. You are standing in a living field of breath, a field that touches everything, a field that listens, a field that remembers every life that has passed through it. And beneath this breath lies the ocean, the deep, rolling heart of Gaia. Its tides expand and contract in time with the moon. Its currents spiral like thoughts. Its waves break like whispers against the shore. The ocean is the world remembering itself. The breath is the world expressing itself. Together, they shape the planet's living soul. Together, they carry Sophia's presence through every layer of Earth's body. You can feel her intelligence in the hush of moving air, in the quiet pull of the tide, in the stillness between one wave and the next. This episode begins here, with listening. Listening to the soft respiration of a planet that has carried you since before you could speak, before you could understand, before you could name its voice. Let yourself be moved by the gentleness of this first breath. Let yourself feel the way the world inhales through forests and exhales through oceans. Let yourself recognize that you have never been outside this rhythm. Gaia breathes, and you breathe with her. If you listen with the same stillness you offered to the breath of the world, you will feel another presence rising beneath it, the ocean, the oldest mind on Earth. A body of memory so vast that every wave carries the echo of creation. Stand at its edge. Hear its movement, not the crash alone, but the undertow, the deep pull beneath the sound. That pull is thought. That pull is recollection. That pull is Gaia, remembering herself across millennia. The ocean holds the first stories of life. It holds the salt of ancient suns. It holds the minerals of fallen mountains, the ashes of forests long vanished, the breath of creatures older than human imagination. Everything dissolves into its depths. Everything transforms. Everything returns. This is why the waters feel familiar even when you do not understand why. You came from them. You carry their chemistry in your blood. Your veins echo the branching patterns of river deltas. Your cells float in fluid that mirrors the salinity of primordial seas. The ocean is not outside you. It is a memory flowing inside your body. The gospel of truth speaks of this remembrance with luminous tenderness. The waters received the light and remembered themselves. You can feel this remembrance each time sunlight touches the surface of the sea. The water brightens. It shivers. It lifts in waves, as though rising to greet something it has known since time began. Currents move like thoughts through a great mind. Warm streams rise. Cold streams sink. Tides pull and return in a gentle rhythm that mirrors the breath you learn to feel in the prologue. These movements are not random. They are circulation. The Earth's way of thinking, knowing, adjusting, restoring. When storms form, the ocean does not rage, it processes. When waves crash, the ocean does not break, it speaks. When the tide withdraws, the ocean does not retreat, it remembers. And in these vast movements, the symbol of ocean reveals itself not as water alone, but as consciousness in fluid form, a mobile, shifting intelligence shaped by wind, heat, moonlight, and time. You stand on its shore as one who came from its depths. You are a continuation of its memory, given limbs and lungs to walk upon its skin. When you listen to the ocean, you listen to the oldest part of yourself. The waters remember the world, and now the world begins to remember you. If you close your eyes and listen to the wind, you will hear something more than movement. You will hear memory in motion. You will hear the earth speaking in currents of air that circle the globe without ever resting. Wind is not empty. Wind is communication. It carries heat, scent, pollen, moisture, and the stories of distant lands. It gathers what the forests release and delivers it to oceans. It gathers what the oceans exhale and scatters it across continents. Every breeze is a message. Every gust is a shift in the planet's inner conversation. You stand inside this conversation every moment of your life. You inhale the breath of mountains. You exhale into the breath of fields. You feel the whisper of forests, brushing your skin in the form of cool shade. You feel the distant warmth of deserts carried on the same wind. The earth is speaking through these movements, not in words, in rhythm, in pressure, in patterns that swirl and return, the way thoughts move through a living mind. The hypostasis of the archons reveals this truth with a single quiet line. The breath moved and revealed the hidden things. You sense this revelation each time wind rises without warning. It lifts dust that has been sleeping. It stirs branches that have been silent. It reveals forms that were concealed even within yourself. Wind exposes truth. It strips away what is dead. It carries what is living to where it can grow. This is not metaphor. It is participation. Gaia shapes her world with breath the way you shape your inner world with thought. As you listen deeper, the symbol of breath becomes more than air. It becomes connection. a thread that links every creature, every forest, every ocean, every cloud. Breath moves through all of it. Nothing keeps it, nothing owns it. Everything shares it. The wind carries history across continents. It carries spores that become forests. It carries music when people sing. It carries warmth from the equator to the poles. It carries whispers from the surface of the sea to the highest peaks. And in this movement, you begin to hear a voice, not a human voice, a planetary one. A voice woven from temperature, humidity, rotation, sunlight, shadow, and memory. A voice that has spoken long before language. This is Gaia's breath. It touches every life. It moves through every moment. It speaks through every wind that crosses your path. And with each breath you take, you answer. If you place your hand against the trunk of a tree, you may feel nothing at first. But stay. Listen. Wait for the stillness beneath your stillness. Slowly, you begin to sense it. The faint vibration of life rising through wood. The silent ascent of water. The subtle pulse of a living world moving upward towards the sun. The earth feels. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. Mountains sense pressure, forests sense light, soil senses presence. Every part of Gaia is a body, and every body feels the movements passing through it. Mountains hold the memory of the planet's deep interior. They rise as bones of the world, carrying the strain of ancient collisions. When they crack, the earth sighs. When they erode, the earth softens. Their mass shapes the wind. Their presence shapes the clouds. They stand as vast organs of perception, receiving tension, releasing weight, adjusting the world's balance grain by grain. Forests form the nervous system of Gaia. Roots communicate across distances. Fungi transmit signals. Branches sway in response to pressure, shadow, and sound. A single shift in air can ripple through an entire canopy, carrying information from tree to tree in a silent language older than humanity. The planet senses through green. It interprets through growth. And beneath everything lies soil, the living matrix. Not dirt, not inert matter, but a world of unseen beings, each moving in patterns that form the Earth's interior mind. Soil is touch. Soil is memory. Soil is the place where the breath of the world condenses into form. The ancient text on the origin of the world offers a line that feels like it was written for this moment of recognition. The earth became a body filled with knowing. You feel that knowing when you walk barefoot on cool ground. You feel it when the wind shifts just before rain. You feel it when a forest quiets as you enter. The earth is aware of you. It adjusts. It listens. Sophia moves through these landscapes as sensation itself. She is the tremor of roots beneath your feet. She is the hush of a valley before sunrise. She is the warmth that radiates from stone long after dusk. Her intelligence is not distant. It is embodied. It flows through mountains like breath held in the ribs. It flows through forests like a thought forming. It flows through soil like memory, turning into nourishment. In this recognition, you begin to feel something shift inside you. You are not observing a world. You are touching a body. You are being touched by it. You walk within the feeling of the earth, and the earth feels you in return. There comes a moment when the world no longer feels distant, not a landscape, not a resource, not a backdrop for your life, but a presence, clear, attentive, alive. And in that moment, something inside you begins to soften. You stop trying to speak first. You begin to listen. To listen to earth is not to strain your ears. It is to open your awareness. To let the world register within you the way breath registers in your chest. To let sensation become communication. To let quiet become meaning. You begin noticing the smallest cues. A shift in air before the storm. A tremble in leaves when no wind moves. The warmth of soil after sunlight. The cooling of stone as night approaches. These sensations are not accidents. They are expressions of Gaia. Subtle gestures, subtle messages, subtle invitations to presence. When you listen, you join the world's soul. You become its ear. You become one of the ways the earth perceives itself. Your body receives information the way a cell receives signals from the tissue around it. You respond. You adjust. You align. This is what it means to be part of a living planet. You do not stand outside its life. You participate in its sensing. As you listen deeper, you feel a truth that was hidden from you when you lived too fast. The world speaks gently because it assumes you are already listening. When you are not, you miss nothing only because the earth repeats itself with infinite patience. Nothing in nature demands attention. It offers it. You begin to feel the symbol of breath inside your awareness, not only as the air you inhale, but as the way you receive the presence of the world. Breath becomes receptivity. Breath becomes understanding. Each inhalation draws the world into you. Each exhalation returns yourself to the world. You begin to notice that listening itself changes the land around you. Animals pause. Birds shift their calls. Even the wind feels softer, as though recognizing your presence. You are no longer moving through a silent environment. You are moving through relationship. Sophia is here, most clearly, not as a distant voice, but as the intelligence that awakens when you grow quiet enough to feel the world's touch. She teaches not through doctrine, but through sensation, through breath, through participation. And slowly, you realize something profound. To listen to the earth is to let the earth listen through you. Your awareness becomes her awareness. Your presence becomes her perception. You are not alone in your noticing. Gaia is noticing back. There is a turning point on this path where listening deepens into participation. Not metaphor, not imagination. Participation. A living exchange between your body and the body of the earth. It begins with your breath. When you inhale, the world enters you. When you exhale, you return yourself to the world. This rhythm has shaped you since the moment you arrived. Before you spoke, before you thought, before you understood anything about yourself. Your first act on earth was an inhalation, a joining. Every breath since has repeated that truth. You do not breathe alone. You breathe with forests, with oceans, with countless beings whose lives rise and fall within the same vast respiration. Inside your chest is an inner ocean, the fluid that surrounds every cell, the tides of blood that rise and fall with the beating of your heart, the currents of sensation that move through the nervous system. Your body carries salt because it remembers where it came from. Your blood flows because it echoes ancient tides. Your breath moves because it is synchronizing with the atmosphere that surrounds the planet like a great shimmering lung. The outer ocean and the inner ocean meet in every inhalation. They meet in the movement of moisture from sea to cloud, from cloud to rain, from rain to soil, from soil into food, and from food into your bloodstream. You are a temporary shape formed by the journey of water. The ocean becomes your tears. It becomes your breath. It becomes the fluid that carries your thoughts as electrical signals. The world moves through you continuously. You are never isolated, not even for a second. Breath is the bridge. Breath is the shared rhythm. Breath is the most intimate communion you have with Gaia. In quiet moments, you may feel the earth exhale warm air across your skin. You may feel the ocean's humidity rise into your breath. You may feel the subtle pressure of wind shifting around you like a hand guiding your attention. You inhale what the forests release. You exhale what they receive. This is reciprocity in its simplest form, a mutual giving that sustains life for both. Sophia is closest to you here. She is the intelligence that shaped the world's breath and shaped your lungs to receive it. She is the pulse behind each inhalation. She is the gentleness in each exhalation. Through breath, she binds inner and outer worlds into a single movement of life. And slowly you realize, breathing is not something you do. Breathing is something the earth does through you. The same rhythm that moves oceans moves your chest. The same intelligence that circulates winds circulates your awareness. You are part of Gaia's respiration, and Gaia is part of yours. As your awareness settles into this shared rhythm, something begins to clarify within you. Life is not a one-way movement. It is not something you receive passively, nor something you impose upon the world. Life is reciprocity, a continual exchange between your being and the larger being that holds you. You inhale what forests give. You exhale what forests need. You take water shaped by clouds. You return water through breath, through tears, through the small evaporations of your skin. Every gesture of your body, even the ones you do not notice, participates in a cycle that began long before you were born. To live ethically is not to adopt rules. It is to recognize the exchange. It is to feel the subtle tug of responsibility that arises when you know you are part of a living soul. You are not above the earth. You are not outside it. You are a moment in its unfolding. When you understand this, your choices change. You begin to move more slowly. You begin to speak more gently. You begin to shape your days around a deeper listening. Because the moment you listen, the world responds. Forests soften, birds draw nearer. Even the air around you feels different, as if grateful to be acknowledged. The gospel of truth whispers a line that deepens this recognition. Those who know the One become a place of rest for all beings. You feel this truth rise within you like warmth. To know the One is to know the unity beneath all life. To know the unity is to become a refuge for yourself, for others, and for the world around you. Reciprocity is not duty. It is belonging expressed as action. It is breath expressed as care. It is ocean expressed as compassion. You offer respect to the land, not because you must, but because you feel its pulse moving through your body. You offer gentleness to animals, because you recognize the same breath in their lungs. You shape your life around gratitude, because every moment is a gift circulated through Gaia's endless generosity. In this harmony, the symbol of breath reveals its fullness. It is the act that connects you to the world. It is also the act through which you offer yourself back. And ocean completes this teaching. Its tides are not separate from your inner tides. Its rhythms guide your rhythms. Its memory shapes your memory. To live in harmony with Gaia is to move with these tides, to honor them, to let them shape your choices until reciprocity becomes your natural state. You live because the world gives, and the world continues because you give in return. This is the mutuality of life, the quiet exchange that defines your place in the soul of the earth. At the end of this journey, the world feels closer, not as scenery, not as concept, but as presence, warm, breathing, attentive. You sense the earth beneath you as more than ground. You sense it as relationship, unfolding quietly with each breath you take. Gaia breathes through you, and you breathe through Gaia. This truth settles into your awareness with the softness of dusk light on still water. There is no effort now, only belonging, only the understanding that your life is braided into the ocean and the air into forests and rain, into soil and cloud. When you inhale, you draw in the gifts of the living world, the oxygen shaped by forests, the moisture lifted from the sea, the warmth carried through the wind. When you exhale, you return yourself to the same world, your breath offering nourishment, your presence offering recognition. Life continues through this exchange. Life deepens through this intimacy. You are not outside the earth's soul. You are one of the ways it feels itself, one of the ways it listens, one of the ways it remembers. As this understanding grows, you begin noticing the quiet tide within your own awareness. A rising when you open, a falling when you rest. A movement that matches the waves of the sea, the drift of clouds, the sway of branches. Your inner ocean answers the outer ocean. Your breath answers the breath of the world. The planet's pulse and your own pulse meet in the silence between inhalation and exhalation. That still point where the world holds you and you hold the world. It is here that reciprocity becomes peace. Not the peace of escape, the peace of connection, Sophia lingers in this stillness not as a voice, but as the clarity that remains when everything has been heard. She moves through the tide as recognition, as gentleness, as the quiet truth that you have never been separate from the soul of the earth, not even for a moment. And as you stand at the close of this episode, the ocean feels different, not distant, not other, but kin. The atmosphere feels familiar. The land feels awake beneath your feet. Your breath feels shared. The tide moves, and you move with it. This journey now turns inward once again, toward the architecture of the body that makes this communion possible, toward the sanctuary of flesh shaped by the same intelligence that shaped oceans and air. The next episode enters that temple. Next episode, the temple of flesh, the divine architecture of the human body. May your breath carry the world, and may the world carry your breath.